They don't want that information about treason getting out, Shady.
Welcome back from break from our sponsors. Oh, wait. No.
Right? I mean, holy moly. So,
whenever you start talking about juicy and treason all in the same sentence, people get triggered.
Juicy treason, hashtag.
Welcome back, everybody. Massive YouTube collapse, it looks like there.
Yeah, dropped 99% of all frames here. It could be OBS, Shady. I'm not even sure. I'm sharing the wrong screen with you. Let me just make sure I share that.
You're green now on OBS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me share the right screen with you guys, which is right.
Hey, Patriots, welcome back. Sorry about that. We're doing what we can here.
Wow, I tell you. Woo.
Whenever Matrix starts talking Ukrainian, YouTube gets triggered.
We'll do it live, Shady.
I think you were actually doing a Russian impression instead of a Ukrainian impression. There might have been something lost in the signal.
It's kind of like Tennessee and Kentucky. My accent might have been a little off, but still kind of the same general area.
Still in the same area.
Wow, guys, welcome back. Wow, if you could, I just did a screenshot. Wait till you see this. Oh my gosh, Don. Re-hit the like button if you can. Welcome back, says Jackie. We got our beautiful mods. There's Shadowlay Kekistan. This is part 2 of our show. We got 45 minutes in, Shady. So, that's worth listening, worth reading. If you missed the last part 1, go back and watch it. It was obviously well over the target, folks. Wow.
So funny.
So, worth listening, reading, make sure you go watch that. We covered that pretty well. I think we're done covering it for now. But Hannity didn't cover it. Jesse didn't cover it. Laura Ingraham didn't cover it. Who else?
Nope.
Tucker didn't cover it. OAN did not cover it.
Brett Baer had John Bolton on, though.
Brett Baer had John Bolton, yeah. And as soon as the Students for Trump, we're going to talk about Antifa being attacked, being sprayed in the eyeball, they cut over to, I'm Brett Hume. We're going to cover up this story because you don't need to know that Antifa, his recruiting grounds is on the colleges, Shady.
Yeah, and isn't that interesting? Just to fill the audience in on that, the president was at Turning Point yesterday doing his speech, semi-rally, and he was having presenters come up and explain their circumstances and specific experiences on campuses from attacks directly from Antifa that is being let slide by campus officials. And Fox News didn't want you to hear that. And then Twitter decided to edit your president's tweet regarding law and order.
That's right. Let me make sure.
What is happening?
I don't know, Shady. It is insane. Let me get to the right frame here. Hang on one second, guys. Stay tuned.
We're reorganizing. Bear with us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, you guys, we'll do it live. It's kind of crazy to do all this. Let me get the properties and get the right Chrome display here. There we go. Here we go. This is what I want you guys to see. This is better. Wait, no, that's not better. Wait, what happened here?
Ah! It's doubling. It's tripled. It's quadrupled.
So let me just do that. Let me put the intro pick back up while I fix the Windows capture. Properties. We should be on QAnon drops in Google Chrome. Interesting.
And it's not recognizing the browser?
No.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, right? Let's see where we're at now.
Sometimes it gets on a different one than you think it's turned on.
So let me do capture 2. Properties. All right, so we'll just work from over here then, Shady. Shoop. How about that? Huh?
There we go.
How about that, Shady? All right, so let me go ahead and make sure I get you over there too so you can see what's going on. I have dueling monitors here, like dueling banjos, but monitors. Let me see, where's Shady here?
I'm on the other screen.
I know, I don't know. Where's, let's see, do we have that right? Let me get the Windows capture, the other one here. Oh my gosh. Guys, sorry. We'll do it live. That's what we do here. We were just severely attacked here by YouTube and possibly even OBS. We're not sure. Shady, I'm not sure who attacked us, but we were attacked. All right, there we go. So let's check it out. Let me get rid of this. And let's go ahead and go to, you guys see worth listening, reading, and a little humor goes a long way, right? You guys see that? Press 5 if you guys see that for me. I love
yes, it looks good, Matrix.
All right, so let's go see. A little humor goes a long way. This is
let's laugh for a second because this is brilliant.
Cajun for Trump. Here we go.
This is so good. Maybe they'll let us play it for you.
I have 2 shotguns at my home. They're locked in a safe. There's a metal gun case. We live in an area that's wooded, somewhat secluded. And I said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony and fire 2 blasts outside the house. Buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun. You don't need a machine gun. You don't need 30 rounds. Buy a shotgun. Buy a double barrel shotgun.
No, you don't need a flamethrower, and you don't need a tank, and you don't need an AR-15 to scare those thugs away. No, and I don't need a grenade launcher. I don't need an F-15. There's just one thing I need to do, and they'll stay away from me.
Fire 2 blasts outside the house. Buy a shotgun.
Buy a shotgun.
Buy a shotgun.
Jill, buy a shotgun, baby.
You don't need a machine
You don't
gun.
need a machine
You don't
gun.
need 30
Way too
rounds.
many
Buy a
rounds.
shotgun. Buy a double barrel shotgun.
Wow. Buy a shotgun or an AR-15. Oh,
You don't need an F-15. You don't need
I need an AR-15. Oh, man.
an F-15, though. It's hilarious.
Well, you need an F-15. I mean, everybody needs an F-15, Shady.
Well, my forefathers were able to own battleships. Why can't I have an F-15?
That's right. That's right. All right, so let's go to the next Q
Back
post.
when men were men and they had cannons.
They had their own cannons. They had their own
They
cannons.
had their own battleships.
Look, there is a gun behind every blade of grass here in the United States, Shady. Come and take it.
We got gunpowder. It's just not in the same format.
Right on. All right, so let me make sure that I'm. Why don't you go ahead and take this Q post, Mr. Groove?
All right. This was Q leading us to the John Solomon, just the news article regarding fired prosecutor was given Biden Ukraine allegations, timing of video release, post number 4500, and Berman termination. Coincidence? You cannot attack your political opponent. The doubters will soon be believers.
Read that again, Shady. Read that sentence.
The doubters will soon be believers. Years in the making. Q.
You heard that, guys. The doubters will soon be believers. I can't say that enough.
In other words, pretty soon the people that are doubting aren't misunderstanding. They have an agenda.
Because the fired NY prosecutor was given Biden Ukraine allegations in 2018 but didn't follow up. Emails show.
Fired
Fired him. Look,
because he won't do his job.
this is about justice, guys.
But see, isn't this great? Think about this. Because right now they're doing an investigation. Nadler's doing an investigation, and he's now scheduled Barr to come up at the end of July, which is a month away again, which is very interesting. But what's the investigation going to uncover? It's going to uncover that this attorney general, Barr's going to sit there and say the attorney general had a case in front of him that he wasn't prosecuting.
I wonder why, Shady.
Corruption.
Corruption connected to Epstein. Prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Treason. It's treason. Treason. It's treason, guys.
It just is treason.
It's treason.
And for all the different people out there that have been saying you can't prove treason, that are quote unquote lawyers and experts, trust me, we can prove treason.
That's right. So hopefully John Solomon, Sarah Carter will be on Hannity or something to expose this treason so YouTube doesn't have to take us down.
I thought you said that they were going to be on. I thought you were going to say that hopefully they'll be on Hannity to get interrupted.
Yeah, Hannity to get. Maybe they'll take Hannity down. Maybe they won't even be able to play it on Hannity. Shady.
Maybe they have terms of service and conditions.
Right.
Because I mean, you saw what happened to Hannity after he mentioned Seth Rich.
That's right.
He got stuffed back in the box real fast.
Stuff back in the box real fast, Shady. That's for sure. All right, so let me get my threads up here because, geez, I tell you, this is the one for today.
The full reset, guys.
Yeah, this is a full reset. And let me go.
we had to go far away to get back.
Oh, my gosh, guys. They didn't like this. They didn't like this at all, did they, Shady?
Oh, what, you think they're offended because we're showing that Biden's middle name is Robinette, or the fact that we're calling it treason?
Both.
I got you.
Yeah. And the Anons are making some amazing memes, folks. Look, I love this one. Check this one out, Shady. Here you go. I'm claiming Kenyan citizenship. What's your cover? Dementia.
Dementia.
All right. I mean, we are getting some really good memes, folks. Really good memes. And this is that. I need to get my 622 thread up, guys, because we're still in that realm, if you will. Wow. By the way, something came up on my Fox News on my iPhone. It said classified UFO briefings may have left senators disturbed, experts say. So I made a little funny tweet that said, COVID, fail. Riots, fail. Q aliens. Here we go, guys.
Blanket. Aliens.
Aliens. There they are. Q Project Bluebeam. My gosh, Shady, you just can't make some of this stuff up, can you? Kenya?
No, you cannot.
Kenya. I said it out loud.
All ass hats in Kenya. I mean, wait.
All ass hats deployed. This is another good one that I liked. Trader D and Trader Dumb. That was a good one. Anons are knocking it out of the park. Let me see. Oh, look at this one. Treason, knowingly. I wouldn't put a question mark on that one, though. But hey, let's get to some awesome stuff. Here it is right here, guys. So let's get into this here. That we just saw the awesome video there. The next post goes into the fired prosecutor. We just talked about that. But let's read that post, Shady. Wait, we missed one here. 4503, Shady. So this one basically goes into, look at every election. There is Antifa, Black Lives Matter, right here. Boom, boom, boom.
Racial focus, racial disruption. Something to get the party going.
Did we do the 4,500? Yeah, we did the 4,500 drop.
Yep.
Here we go. We did this. No, we didn't do this. Oh yeah, we did this 4,500. Right. Okay. Now we're at this one. So look at this. This is Toronto City News. Did you see this, Shady?
I did.
This is worth remembering. Yes, it is an older article from 2016, April 5th. City News. Okay, so there it is. Black Lives Matter. Look at Black Lives Matter co-founder tweets about killing men and white folks, guys. Pretty nice, huh?
Can you say army?
Yeah. Can you say ISIS?
Can you say terrorism?
Mm-hmm. This was removed by Ushakri Golahai, or whatever her name is, from Twitter after I tweeted about it. She is co-founder of Black Lives Matter, guys. Please, Allah, give me the strength not to kill these men and white folks out here today. Please, please, please. Please what, Shady?
Yeah.
So Marxist or Islamicist, Roro? Question.
You have an agenda.
Are they Marxists or Islamicists, guys? Let's just vote on that right now. Please, Allah, give me the strength not to kill these men and white folks out here today. Please, please, please. Islamicists.
There's Islamicists that don't know they're Marxists.
Right. So now the picture is painted. Obama, Hussein, Obama. Valerie Jarrett. Huma Abedin. Oh, it can be both? Why did they... So, can it be both? Muslim Brotherhood?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, it's absolutely both.
Yeah?
Well, because it comes from the ideology. They're the trained army of the cabal. Like, they've been manipulating and training these people out of the Middle East for decades, almost 100 years. And they have to paint a different flag. They got to give them a different flag to fly under, because you can't fly under the old flag, because then you look like the old ones that are the enemy to these people.
Right.
So each generation needs a boogeyman. And radical Islamicism has been, just like everything else, intercepted into a faith, claimed as a faith, pretended to be a faith. It's a political ideology that at the bedrock of it has the same ideals as, quote, communism or Marxism, which is you can't own anything. Everything belongs to the state. No matter what, we are the monarchy. You are the sheep. Shut up.
So let's look at an admiral here. This is Admiral He's an amazing guy. His name is Admiral James Ace Lyons. Hillary and Obama abet Muslim Brotherhood. AFA is Islam and the West.
It all up.
Do you see that?
Yep.
But a national security crisis. You know, you all say about conservative leadership. Well, what have they done? Our conservative leadership has failed to understand they were given control of Congress to stop the fundamental transformation of America, not to facilitate it. And then, what did they do? They funded all of President Obama's illegal programs, while at the same time ignoring over his 14 impeachable offenses. This is unconscionable. So, where do we go from there? You know, we have, as President Obama has said, he wants to fundamentally transform America.
Communist, right?
Well, what is it? Well, let me tell you. It's un-American. It's anti-Western. But pro-Islam, pro-Iranian, and pro-Muslim Brotherhood.
Wow.
You have to ask yourself, why would an American president embrace the Muslim Brotherhood, whose creed is to destroy us from within with our own miserable hands
BLM.
and replace our Constitution with draconian Sharia law?
Interesting. Not Marxist, not communism. Sharia.
You got it right.
Yeah, but where does Sharia come from?
I don't know. Middle East?
From communism. It comes from the people that instigated all of this.
Hey, I'm always holding back.
Same cabal we fight. We're all the same.
Right.
Now, you understand we have a serious national security crisis.
They want you to hate people, not the cabal.
When you have a
Right,
president
exactly right.
who is not interested in America leading or America winning, then you know the greatest threat to our national security resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
And this is 2016 when Obama was in the White House.
We have a president who refuses to identify the enemy. It was Erdogan, when he was Prime Minister of Turkey, who said it best. Islam is Islam. There are no modifiers. Democracy is the train we ride to our ultimate objective, which is to make Islam dominant throughout the world. He couldn't have said it any plainer. Islam is a totalitarian ideology bent on world domination masquerading as a religion.
That's correct.
And I got to tell you, I reject the term radical Islam. That implies
So he's
there's
implying
some moderate
everybody's bad, right? But
Islam.
I don't know.
Correct.
There
What?
ain't any, and you all know it.
Listen to him.
But you got to get the word out. Now, you know, when you want to take a country down, oh, I forgot one thing. You know, when President al-Sisi declared in January 2015, he called for a referendum of Islam because of the atrocities that ISIS was committing. He thought it was giving Islam a bad name. Not one Western leader has supported him, nor, for that matter, has the Pope, who continues to go with his outreach programs, which make absolutely no sense, and declares Islam is a religion of peace. This is nonsense. Now, when you want to take a country down, the first thing you do is weaken the military. That's why sequestration was the perfect storm for the Obama administration.
The defense budget represents 18% of the federal budget. But under sequestration, they were required to eat over 50%. It's over $1 trillion in 10 years. It's been devastating. And what has that left us with? We're winding up with the smallest army since prior to World War II, 380,000 soldiers. The smallest Navy since prior to World War I, not World War II, World War I. We're down to 273 ships. That's what's left of Ronald Reagan's 600-ship Navy. And to put that number in perspective, that's the number of ships I had under my command in the Pacific Fleet. We should have 350 to 400 to meet our worldwide commitments. And you're not going to get there overnight. It takes a long time for those capital investments to come around. The Air Force, same condition. They're down to 12 wings. They should have 18 to 24. And more importantly, their readiness is down to 50% or less. The Marine Corps is suffering the same problems. Marine air readiness is at 30%. They're stealing parts from museums for spare parts. This is nonsense. Now, compounding this situation is the social engineering that has been imposed on our wonderful military forces. You know, what has it done? It's being imposed by people who have never been in the military, will never be in the military, and furthermore, we don't want them in the military. That is part of every sailor's DNA. And I got to tell you, it threw over 200 years of tradition overboard. We never give up the ship.
In Iran.
And what made it doubly, you know, you never give up the ship is part of every sailor's DNA. And you can take that to the bank. Something else went on there, I don't know what. Yeah. Now, a few other little things on social engineering. Women in treatment. It is not a civil rights issue. There's no agreement. Nothing has ever been signed.
This is about the Iran arms race.
You know, John
nuclear.
Kerry,
Here we go.
when he was going through his kabuki dance in Vienna and Switzerland, what he gave up was more than our objectives. He gave up our honor. We gave away everything that we sought to obtain, and then to keep the Iranians at the table, we had to invent new concessions. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. How did we get there? You know, the Iranians. What about the Iranians? I got to divert a little bit. They've caused the loss of thousands and thousands of Americans. And, you know, you've heard that secret negotiations started in 2009. Wrong. Secret negotiations started in the summer of 2008 when Obama got the Democratic Party nomination for the presidency. And he opened up a secret channel with the Ayatollahs. And according to Michael Ledeen, the secret channel was Ambassador William G. Miller. And the message was, and I quote, "Don't do a deal with the Bush administration. Wait till I'm president. You will get a much better deal. You will see. You will like my policies. I am your friend." Unbelievable. Here is a country that was found guilty by Judge Daniels in the New York District Court for providing the key material and training support to the 9/11 hijackers that took the lives of 3,000 innocent Americans who were doing nothing more than going to work. And this guy tells them he's their friend. To me, this borders on treason. Now let me shift to Benghazi and Libya.
Here we go.
Where treason was committed. And here we got the pathological liar, Hillary. What went on there? If you take nothing else away, understand we switched sides on the global war on terror. They knew they were funding Al-Qaeda militias, the Muslim Brotherhood controlled militias, and those rebels in Syria who morphed into ISIS. They provided them training, funding, and weapons. There's no question about it. Now, I can't cover everything in the little time left, but I want to take you, well, let's say one thing. You know, Benghazi never had to happen. Hillary, you know, Gaddafi wanted to go into truce negotiations. He was ready to abdicate. 2 days of negotiations went on. My good friend Chuck Kubik, retired Rear Admiral, was conducting them with AFRICOM, Carter Ham. They were terminated after 2 days by somebody outside the Pentagon. You can figure out who that was. So what happened? Tens of thousands of people lost their lives. Here's a president who got the Nobel Peace Prize for giving a speech. Yet he couldn't give a few more days for truce negotiations. Now I want to take you to the time just before the attack. And you know, there were multiple warnings of the attack. I mean, Benghazi was out of control. There were 10 militias running wild. And repeated requests by Stevens for increased security were denied or unanswered. And I got to tell you, who in the hell would know if you provided Stevens with 6 more security guards? Nobody. The same way, Lieutenant Colonel Andy Woods, Special Security Team in Tripoli, if he was kept there until the middle of September, instead of being drawn out the end of August, who would know? Nobody. On the 11th of August, Stevens put out a cable. The security situation is unpredictable. On the 16th of August, he put out another one that said, what did it say? It said the special mission compound cannot withstand a coordinated attack. On the 29th of August, the Libyan government put out a special alert on Benghazi because of the attacks on foreigners and their installations. the CIA, GRS security team, and these are the guys that did the 13 Hours movie. I personally talked to them. They told me there were 10 to 12 days of advance warning. It was posted each and every day on their bulletin board. So, you know, as a combat commander, you never want to be caught short. So you have to ask, why weren't forces pre-positioned? Never happened. And even so, we had forces available that could have been brought to bear. We had C-130 gunships, one at Djibouti, which was 7 hours away. The other one, though, was at Sigonella, an hour and 45 minutes away. We had F-16 aircraft at Aviano. And I got to tell you, they're already loaded with their 20 Mike cylinders for airworthiness. They could have been there in 2.5 hours. We had a 130-man Marine Force recon team in Sigonella. We had the Commanders in Extremis Force in Croatia with their own aircraft who could have been there in a matter of hours. They never got authority to go beyond Sigonella. We had a 65-man Marine fast team at Rota who were purposely delayed, making them change into civilian clothes. Mind-boggling stuff on the orders of you-know-who. So here you are, coming up in November. Here you got the pathological liar who couldn't handle the security of a pissant 13-acre compound in Benghazi, and you now want to turn over the security of this great country to her? No way. That's got to be mind-boggling. So comes November, you've got to go out and vote and bring everybody with you. We have to take back America. This is a watershed. God bless you all, and God bless America.
Wow, huh, guys? So the Admiral knew, Admiral Ace Lyons, James Lyons. By the way, he was also, he put out an article about Seth Rich, saying that WikiLeaks paid Seth Rich for that, and the Seth Rich family sued the Washington Examiner, and that was and then they retracted it, and then he passed away December of 18, I believe. So
Yeah, it was pretty soon after, I think.
yeah, March to that. I think I got this, guys. Let's listen to this. Let's see if I can hear it. See if we can hear it. I'm trying to find if I can hear it. Nope, login username for Rush. But there is Rush. General Michael Flynn did call into Rush Limbaugh today, Shady.
Oh, he did?
Yep. So Rush says, I'm told that we have General Flynn on the phone. Michael Flynn, are you here on the EIB network? Is that right, General Flynn? How about that, Rush? Yeah, it's Mike Flynn. How you doing? I'm great. I'm a little stunned. Flynn, well, I just want to tell you, first of all, that you've got a lot of prayers coming from the Flynn family, and you and all things are going to grow that you're going through. Just know that. And I just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, we know you've been right from the beginning, and we can't thank you and your listeners enough for all the support that they've given us through this fight. And, you know, obviously the fight's not over, as we've been highlighting, as you've been highlighting for not just today, but for a long time. Rush, right. General Flynn says, and the decision today, it's a good thing for General Flynn. It's a good thing for me. It's a good thing for my family, but it's really great boost of confidence for the American people and our justice team, because this really comes down to whether or not our justice system is going to have the confidence of the American people. And boy, your listeners know this. Rush says, you had you had to have your doubts for the longest time. I can't imagine what it's been like. Flynn laughing. Well, I'll tell you what, maybe that will be another time that we can get into the details of it, but I will just tell you that I've always believed and fought for our rule of law. The most important thing that we have in this country, bar none, is that. And we have to make it work whether we like it or not. And it has to work with the right people and the right leaders and the right people of our country to step up to the plate. You know, the elections matter, right? Voting matters. So anyway, I just wanted to get my 2 cents in with you today and tell you that we think about you often and we pray for you, and we are so happy with the decision, not only for our family, but for our country. Rush says, General Flynn, thank you so much. I'm a little stunned here that I'm talking to you. Have you signed anything? Is it really over, or have we just assumed it's going to be? General Flynn says, no, yeah, I mean, it's not over. Some of your listeners have been talking about it today. It never ends. You know, the struggle for this country. Right, says Rush. Flynn says, the struggle for this country will never end. You know this, Rush. You know this. We're a country that's an experiment based on some great ideas and some terrific, founding citizens of our country. So it's never over. I do not expect it to be over. This is a phase that has ended, and we'll go into another phase. But I'm from good Irish stock, so my family has really stuck with us and behind us. And I think a lot of Americans have seen that. And then people like yourselves, leaders like yourselves, have stepped up to the plates and guide the American people through what has happened. What has happened. So there will be more to say in the future, but I mainly wanted to say to you, thank you so much, and saying thank you for what you've done for my family and, frankly, our country. Rush says, well, it's been an honor, General Flynn, and everybody is happy for you here. It's actually justice deserved and justice served. We only wish the best for you and your family, sir. God bless. Yeah. Thank you for calling. Thanks. Flynn. Yeah, well, one last thing I will say for that's for all of your listeners and for me to say on my behalf and my family and, frankly, our country, is that Miss Sidney Powell, who's been my terrific lawyer, she's an American guardian of justice. That's what she is. And she is somebody you want in your corner, boy, when you're in the middle of a knife fight, which I've been in. So I call her American guardian of justice. Rush, you both proved to these people people can be engaged and defeated. You both proved that pushing back on them can succeed. Flynn, right. Sure can. You got to find the real weakness. We finally did, and part of that was just weakness to shine the light on truth. That's what really came down to. Rush. Well, no question about that. And I'm glad it worked. I'm glad truth still has the power to do what it did for you. General Flynn, it sure does. Thank you, General. Really appreciate it. Flynn. Okay, Rush. Great to talk to you. God bless you. God bless. See ya. Rush. General Michael Flynn. And we'll be right back. Wow. So Rush says that he understands that General Flynn has signed the dismissal order. That is the Judge Sullivan, and who has not yet, right? So everybody is waiting for Judge Sullivan, Shady.
Yes, everybody is waiting for Judge Sullivan. The appeals court has returned the verdict in favor of the Department of Justice and in favor of what we would normally consider the due process of law, which would be the executive branch is the only one with the authority to prosecute. If America gave judges the authority to prosecute, we would be in a whole new set of problems right now than we are.
Yeah.
Because judges don't care about proving things. Let's talk about Parliament, and let's talk about European models and judges and what the judge will do to you. In our government, it's the prosecutor that does something to you, not the judge.
That's right. Yeah, this is absolutely insane, and that judge should probably be arrested, Shady.
Oh, I'm hoping he gets arrested.
Wow. And dealt with. So there you go. There you have it. Very amazing. Let's get back to the Q post, Shady. So we went over this, Shady. I don't think we actually read this, but this is the Toronto City News. We're talking about Black Lives Matter. She said, praise Allah, we want to kill white people. So, Shady, why don't you go ahead and continue with this one?
It's worth remembering what happens when racists are running a supposed anti-racist organization. Hatred, violence, destruction, murder. Division pushed every election year, every 4 years. Why? Political advantage to one party over another? What if the D's never let go post-Civil War? What if they simply implemented a new form of control and ownership? Knowledge is power. Take ownership of yourself, your life. Q. Those are very powerful words at the end right there. Take ownership of yourself, your life, not anybody else's.
Yeah, you know what stuck out to me is what happens when racists are running a supposed anti-racist organization. Hatred, violence, destruction, murder. Oh my gosh. Crazy. So don't buy into it. Take ownership, as Shady was mentioning. Take ownership of yourself, your life. Wow. Shady.
Epic.
Yeah. All right, so do you see the noose used to close the garage door at 53 seconds? Yep.
Yep.
We see it right there. There it is. Obviously, you can go check it out. It's the Talladega Speedway back in 2019. Now, 15, Shady, count them, 15 FBI agents trotted out there on our dime to prove this scam from Jussie Smollett lookalike guy. What's his name? What's his name again?
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Smollett.
Bubba Smollett or Juicy Wallace.
Juicy Wallace. So, guys, who wants their refund? I want my refund, and I want news car. I want them to be held liable. I don't want just an apology anymore, Shady. I'm done with apologies.
It's contrived and it doesn't mean anything. Why would you apologize for something you intended to do?
Yeah.
You're intending to do that. That is not, this is to create distraction and try to fake another story. I mean, we have literally, I think it's 10 different cases regarding nooses in the last 3 years, and every single case has been a hoax.
Right.
Because Americans don't present nooses as a way to not like you. Most of them will look you right in the face and tell you they don't like you.
That's right. I'm so tired of it. All right, The Hill. Look at this, guys. More coming. Senior, remember your oath. Q. Look at this, guys. And then it goes to The Hill. Pentagon's top technology officials resign, Shady. The Pentagon top technology official and his deputy are resigning next month, a Defense Department official confirmed on Tuesday. Mike Griffin, the Pentagon's first Undersecretary of Research and Engineering, and his deputy, Lisa Porter, will leave July 10th. The resignations were first reported by Inside Defense. Griffin, who took the role in early 2018, and Porter said in a letter to staff, private sector opportunity has presented itself to us, offering opportunity we have decided to pursue together. It has been a pleasure leading the great team over the past few years. We greatly appreciate your hard work, diligence, integrity, and devotion to technical excellence and technical truth and furtherance of the R&E mission. The two wrote, according to the outlet, we wish you all the very best. The two are the third and fourth officials to announce their resignation last week. Catherine Wheelbarger, the acting assistant defense secretary for international security affairs, submitted her resignation on June 17, 5 days after Trump pulled her name and as intended nominee to be the deputy undersecretary of the defense for intelligence. And Aline McCusker, the Pentagon's acting comptroller, who questioned the Trump administration for its withholding of aid of Ukraine last year, submitted her resignation a day earlier after the White House in early March pulled her nomination for the official comptroller. Now, does that comptroller know where the trillions went for right before 9/11? Guys, they are showing themselves. They are scattering like roaches or rats. You turn on the light, they scatter. The light is on them, guys. Dark to light. Shady.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And they cannot hide now because we have a laser pointer right on them.
We do. We got them. So also, let's go to that. So let's go to the next one. The People's General soon, and the 3 stars for 3-star general. Q. Shady. Then we go to this. Patriot. Shady, why don't you read this one? You take this. You read this one really good.
Patriot, a person who loves, supports, defends his or her country and its interests with devotion. 2, a person who regards himself or herself as a defender, especially of individual rights, against presumed interference by the federal government. Traitor, a person who betrays another, a cause, or any trust. 2, a person who commits treason by betraying his or her country. Q gives us the link over to the Twitter and says they never thought she would lose. Careless. Q. And that takes us, I think, to Technofog's revelations about General Flynn this morning.
That's right.
Or Peter Strzok. Yeah, that this
Strzok
is all coming out
exculpatory.
now that
Right.
Biden initiated the Logan Act.
That's right. Obama. Have the right people on the Flynn case. Comey, Flynn, Kislyak, calls appear legit. So that is basically, let me go to my Twitter here real quick. Where is it? Here it is. So this is the People's General right there. Be not afraid. This is the People's General. Look at this. Michael Flynn posted exactly on Parler today. And then Q ended up posting this from Technofrog. That was pretty cool. And I believe that could be the notes from Strzok. But they admitted treason. And here's the appellate court orders Flynn case dismissal after a long legal saga. I tweeted that out this morning as well. The president said, great. Appeals court upholds Justice Department request to drop criminal case against General Michael Flynn.
Which is kind of impressive considering after because we came on and we listened to all of that and they didn't seem like they were talking about the right things, but something must have happened and they had a change of heart since then.
That's right. And then add Biden, memes are important. So we got some memes. There for you. There's the Court of Appeal. This is actually the Court of Appeals. Jackie found this. This is the actual United States Court of Appeals document. It's fairly long. It's 38 pages long if you guys want to check that out. But we do have the highlights from Technofrog. So we got that. And then go back to this. Robin Biden added. So this is it. Boom. There he is. That was the actual original. And then somebody under here posted. Let me see. Find out who it was. And nope, they got it. It wasn't this one. It was together. Maybe it was under this post. But let's see. Let's show you where I got the meme from. So the meme came down here. These are the comments. This is this one. There's that one. I don't see it. Anyways, the meme was like them together, and all I did was just copy the two tweets together, the two pictures together. It was awesome. And then Q posted that as we go up to the next Q post. Shady. They thought she would never lose, Shady. Wow. And then it says, add Biden, memes are important. Barack Hussein Obama. And then we talk, this is absolutely important. Again, we read this at the top of our show. As we started our show, this Q drop came up. And I think we need to read it again. It's Q4509. You have been selected to help serve our country. Never retreat from the battlefield, Twitter, Facebook, etc. Use other platforms as a form of centralized command and control. Organize and connect. Bridge through linking. Source memes, material from Battlefield and or Garage. Highlight and share. Take and drop. Mission 1. Dispute, reject, propaganda push through posting of research and facts. Mission 2. These are our missions, guys. Support role of other digital soldiers. One falls, another stands, rises. Mission 3. Guide, awaken others through use of facts. D-Class 1 through 99 material and other relevant facts and memes. Decouple MSDNC control into info stream. Ask counter questions to initiate thought versus repeat echo of MSDNC propaganda. So again, ask people that don't know. Question them. Counter questions. Mission 4. Learn use of camouflage digitally. Primary account suspended, terminated. Use of secondary. Mission 5. Identify strengths, weaknesses, personnel, and designated targets, etc. regarding Facebook and Twitter, plus other, Example, regarding memes, failure to read through use of algo think Tron MSP master control program. The dependence on person-to-person capture, slow response, time unidentified users, game theory, information warfare. Welcome to the digital battlefield. Together we win. Q. And Shady, this one, let's read it one more time too. This is 4510.
I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Where we go one, we go all.
And it says this, guys.
Take the oath, mission forward. Q.
Boom.
Together.
That's together, all of us. We took that oath today. Then this one. This has never been attempted. Use of general public to counter the narrative. Propaganda pushed by controlled media. Analysis start to now. Indicates situational awareness. Decoupling of MSNDC, DNC, control of information channels 1 through 99. Of general public expanding at massive pace. Attacks indicate, can be defined as, loss of generalized information control. Need to expend ammunition. Muster network to defend and coordinate attacks to counter military civilian alliance. Q. And that's kind of why I played that other video of the Admiral, because it's kind of showing you that the military knows, Shady. This is not just Orange Man Rad. I won't call him Orange Man Rad. This is not Donald J. Trump. It's not just our president, who's amazing, by the way. 158, his IQ is high. He's amazing. He's the right man for the job. He used to be loved. Now they hate him. But the military is backing him, Shady.
And now that you see they're backing you.
Yes. They're backing you and us. And this is 4512. Barack Hussein Obama, Joseph Robinette Biden. And let's go look at number Trump. Let's go look at Trump at the 130. Thank you, queued up. We're going to go to 130 here.
Where we'll take some questions. This is the first after COVID, after the start of the plague, as I call it. And it's an honor to have you here.
We're going to talk
And do you
General
think
Flynn.
this is a mark of progress in the
I'm very
coronavirus?
happy about General Flynn. He was treated horribly. He was treated very, very horribly by a group of very bad people. And I think you'll see things are going to start to come out. But what happened to General Flynn should never happen again in our country. He was persecuted, and many other people were persecuted. They spied on a campaign, and they should never spy on a campaign, to put it mildly. It never happened before in the history of our country. The Obama administration spied on a campaign. This is just the first one. He's been exonerated, and I want to congratulate him. He's been through a lot. He's been through a lot. He had great courage, great fortitude, but they spied on a campaign. There's never been anything like that happen. If that were the other way around, people would be in jail for 50 years already. Thank you very much.
Have you spoken? Thank you. Have you spoken? Have you spoken to General Flynn?
We're done. Let's go.
Have you spoken to Flynn?
We're done.
Mr.
Are
President,
you going to call him?
Thank you.
Caitlin, thank you.
Get out of
Have you
here.
spoken to Mike
are you
Flynn?
planning to visit Poland, sir?
Thank you. Let's move. Thank you, President.
Have you spoken to Mike Flynn, Mr. President?
I shouldn't have to ask you again.
Get out of here.
I'm so sorry.
Caitlin, quick question. What was your name?
Okay, hold on. I gotta send a note first.
I just kind of want to watch a little bit of this. This is great. Yes, Rocket Girl, these reporters should be ashamed of their damn selves. I'm telling you right now. We are the news now. You are the news now. Wow. Thank you, queued up, for that. That was amazing. So there. I mean, Shady. Wow.
That's pretty epic, right?
Yeah, it is.
And did you notice how the cackling hens were going off the chain right there?
That's right.
Because they have been running what they know is a false story. They've been
Shady.
running this false story on General Flynn for so long now, and they are embedded in it, and they will not, like I said yesterday, they will choke on their own hypocrisy.
That's right. That's right. Wow, guys. COVID, Shady.
Manus.
Wow, there you go. So there it is. There's you know, the thank you cue. The reason why I said that is that at 12:44, boom, 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 shakalaka, kind of like a side-handed cue. What do you think of that, Shady?
Love it.
So proud. And I did give the hat tip to the Anon that did this with the Robinette earlier. We've got a lot of cool memes down there for you guys to take a look. Biden added. There we go. Anon's Anon's added Biden. Memes are important. See? Got to give shout outs, guys. And I do. I try to do that every single time. Shady, I want to really quick just go to this one right here. We've got a pretty interesting. I want to show you this. This is the protesters last night in D.C. This is a girl that was schooled by a black police officer. A white protester was trying to talk to him about racism. But I want to just let me know what you think when the black officer was starting to quote the Bible. Look at how this demon acted. Just check it out. Here we go.
Privilege of power is white.
Yes, sir. A white person.
We're done. My black wife is calling me. I'm gonna have a conversation.
That doesn't mean that you're
About
not
racism.
racist, sir. Just because you have one black friend or a black wife, you can still be racist. It has nothing to do with your acquaintances. Wow, it must have been so intimidating that all the police view that way. That's impressive. Just as a little drawing.
It's not intimidating. It's just that you're trying to have a conversation. You have a one-track mind. There's no point in having that
Amazing.
conversation.
Everyone moves that way.
You have to be able to be open to both sides of the
Amazing,
story.
sir.
Your
Everyone
belief is
moved
your
over.
side, and that's it.
Impressive. They couldn't even handle it.
You can't have a
They couldn't
conversation
handle
with
it,
that
sir. I wasn't talking to you, sir. I was talking to white dude.
Oh, because I can't be racist, right?
No, sir. I was talking to him.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it doesn't fit your agenda.
Systemically, no, sir. Systemically, racism can only be white. Systemically, sir. Individually, it can be a different color, but systemically, it can only be white.
Doesn't fit your agenda.
It's not an agenda, sir. It's not an agenda. It's the past, the present, and hopefully not the future, sir.
My mixed children.
Good. I hope you're an anti-racist then.
How can I be? I'm white. I'm inherently
You
racist.
just called him a liar, saying he don't have a black wife and black children. You know a lot.
Yeah,
You're young.
I wanted to see a
You're just not
picture.
getting through
I
you.
wanted to see a picture to believe it.
Like, how dare you?
How dare you ask about this man's family? Yeah.
How dare you make a
You don't know nothing about him.
You just told me.
No.
So I was
Why would you
asking
assume
him.
that because
You
he's
just
white,
told me,
he
so I
can't
was
have a black wife?
asking.
Why would you?
You just told
I'm
me.
just curious.
So I was asking. You said
Let me tell you something.
Please don't get close. You're an officer. I don't want to get COVID.
America has a sin problem. The world has a sin problem, man. Okay? Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Okay? America and the world has a sin problem. You understand me? That's where racism, injustice, and hate and anger and violence come from. It's not about racism. That's a black white.
Absolutely.
You understand me? Let's talk about that. Read the Bible. Read the Bible. Read the Bible.
Wow. I bet her parents are proud, Shady.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Right? Did you see her? Like, oh, it was kind of wild to watch, guys. I don't know if you noticed what I noticed, but it was kind of interesting. Whew. All right, so there you have it. I want to, Tamara, let me see. Tamara Camarada says, how do you guys deal with people thinking you're crazy for the content you share? I struggle with, especially my European family and my husband's and Cali family. We don't have any problem sharing anything that we share because we do one of two things. One, it's a fact, period. If it's a fact, it's a fact, whether I like it or not, it's a fact. If people can't see, take their little glasses off and see through what a fact really is, then it's not us being crazy, it's them being crazy. Also, if it's a theory, there's a question mark. Question mark. We question everything, and it's okay to question. And I never, ever believed the official story, and I never, ever believed the far, far, far crazy conspiracy theory. But if you just deal with facts, then you should be okay. Shady, do you want to comment on that for Tamara?
You should speak clearly, and you should make the point of why are my questions offensive.
Mm-hmm.
If someone is offended because you are asking a question or you are questioning something, then they are protecting something. They are protecting a narrative. If you are questioning it and they are angry or triggered, then they have presented themselves to you. How do you break through that barrier or to get them to listen to you? That's a whole nother thing. That's all a matter of individual skill sets of red pilling in any given situation, and it takes practice.
Yeah. That officer did a really good job. It's like, you're not even listening to me. You're protecting a narrative.
Correct.
And she was.
Exactly that. And that's what everybody's doing. We were given a healthy perspective and tools on how to debate. Whenever I went to school, we were taught how to debate. We were taught how to listen to the other person's point. We were taught how to express our point, and we were taught how to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Those
Absolutely.
things have been erased from this whole section of our society, guys. They don't have logical thinking skills. They actually don't. They only have emotional reaction skills, and every single time you ask them a question that they can't answer, it will trigger a cognitive dissonance response, which will usually wind up as some sort of personal attack.
New Q. Twitter, Cybercom, Director NSA. Here we go. Let's see. This is the director of the NSA. Always a pleasure to work with DNI Radcliffe. Office of the DNI Radcliffe visited NSA and met with Cybercom Director NSA to discuss NSA priorities and the vital role of Signet plays in our national security, Shady. Wow.
Very vital role.
Wow. Q sent us. And let's put the show in again, guys. What do you think? Q sent us. Q sent us live. Thank you very much, Q team. And let's go ahead and check out that article, Shady. Let's go to DNI. It was basically just the office of the DNI. Okay, gotcha. To discuss, met with NSA. Got him. Perfect. Wow, Shady. Talk about national security and Signet, how that will improve our national security. It will help voting, Shady.
Correct.
And that's General Paul M. Nakasone. And remember, he has been in a Q post, Shady.
He sure was.
Yep, and I think Admiral Rogers thinks highly of him as well. So amazing, Shady. So, with that, guys, Shady, which one do you like here? Let me just put this over, because I do want to play this, because you said it earlier, and it's true. Which one do you like, the official or the V edition?
The top one is the official one.
All right, let's do it. Let's play the Wayseers, guys.
Anybody ever seen the Wayseer?
And Shady turned me on to this with the Q Lounge Live. And let's take a look at it.
Attention all you rule breakers, you misfits and troublemakers, all you free spirits and pioneers, all you visionaries and nonconformists. Everything the establishment has told you is wrong with you is actually what's right with you. You see things others don't. You are hardwired to change the world. Unlike 9 out of 10 people, your mind is irrepressible, and this threatens authority. You were born to be a revolutionary. You can't stand rules because in your heart you know there's a better way. You have strengths dangerous to the establishment, and it wants them eliminated. So your whole life you've been told your strengths are weaknesses. Now I'm telling you otherwise. Your impulsivity is a gift. Impulses are your key to the miraculous. Your distractibility is an artifact of your inspired creativity. Mood swings reflect the natural pulse of life. They give you unstoppable energy when you're high, and deep soulful insight when you're low. Been diagnosed with a disorder? That's society's latest way to deny its own illness by pointing the finger at you. Your addictive personality is just a symptom of your vast, underused capacity for heroic creative expression and spiritual connection. Your utter lack of repression, your wide-eyed idealism, your unmitigated open mind. Didn't anyone ever tell you? These are the traits shared by the greatest pioneers and visionaries, innovators, revolutionaries, procrastinators, and drama queens, activists on the social scene, space cadets, and mavericks, philosophers, and derelicts, business suits flying fighter jets, football stars and sex less. And this natural order is called the way. The way is the eternal substrate of the cosmos. It guides the very current of time and space. The way is known by some as the will of God, divine providence, the Holy Spirit, the implicate order, the Tao, reverse entropy, life force. But for now, we'll simply call it the way. The way is reflected in you as the source of your inspiration, the source of your passions, your wisdom, your enthusiasm, your intuition, your spiritual fire, love. The way takes the chaos out of the universe and breathes life into it, giving it divine order. The way, when expressed by the mind, is genius. When perceived through the eyes, is beauty. When felt through the senses, is grace. When allowed into the heart, is love. Most people cannot sense the way directly, but then there are the wayseers, the keepers of the flame. Wayseers have an unexplainable knack for just knowing the way. They sense it in their very being. They can't tell you why or how they arrived at the right answer. They just know it in their core. They can't show their work, so don't ask. Their minds simply resonate with the way. When the way is present, so are they. Are blind to it, and society begs you to ignore it. The way stirs you inside. Neurological repression blocks most people's awareness of the way. Censoring all thoughts and impulses from the unconscious is their prefrontal cortex, the Gestapo of the brain. Nothing which violates its socialized programming even gets through. But your mind is different. Your mind has been cracked wide open to the way. By some miraculous genetic trait, some psychotropic chemical, or maybe even by the will of your own soul, your brain's reward pathways have been hijacked. Dopamine employed to overthrow the fascist dictatorship of your prefrontal cortex. Now your brain is free of repression, your mind free of censorship, your awareness exposed to the turbulent seas of the unconscious. Through this open doorway, divine light shines into your consciousness, showing you the way. This is what makes you a wayseer. 90% of human civilization is populated with those whose brains are blocked to the way. Their brains are hardwired to enforce the social programming indoctrinated since birth. Unlike you, they cannot break out of this programming because they have not yet experienced the necessary revolution of mind. These programmed people take social institutions and rules very seriously. Society is full of games programmed to keep people's minds occupied so they will not revolt. These games often cause sick fixations on peculiar protocols, power structures, taboos, and domination, all subtle forms of human bondage. This distinct form of madness is not only tolerated by the masses, but insisted upon. The programmed ones believe in rules so forcefully, they become willing to destroy anyone who violates them. Wayseers are the ones who call their bluff. Since wayseer minds are free to reject social programming, wayseers readily see these social institutions for what they are, imaginary games. Wayseers comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. Helping those who are lost in these games and refuse to help themselves is the calling of many wayseers. Since wayseers are the ones who keep contact with the original source of reality, they are able to disrupt societal conventions and even governments to realign humanity with the way. The wayseers are an ancient lineage, a kind of priesthood, carriers of the flame, ones in the know. There must always be wayseers to reform the dizzying, psychotic, spinning wheels of society, giant mindless hamster wheels obscuring the pure blue sky, keeping humanity shackled in a darkened cage. So wayseers are called to shed light on the madness of society, to continually resurrect the timeless, transcendent spirit of truth. Wayseers your calling, Wayseer. You found your tribe. Welcome home.
So while we were playing that, Shady, and talking, look at this Q post. There was two. One, basically three. The Cybercom NSA, we talked about that one. And then worth remembering, February 2019. The scale this generates is disproportional enough to distort public perception. In 2018, ISD identified close to 30 million uses of the word QAnon across Twitter, YouTube, and forums such as Reddit and 4chan. Numbers today dwarf past estimates. Handle with care. Q. And it goes to this Guardian article. Stop the online conspiracy theorists before they break democracy and restore the republic, Shady.
It's broken.
It's broken. Cannibals, aliens, clandestine lizard overlords. Thanks to algorithms, such ideas threaten the future of Europe. Organized conspiracy theorist networks have launched an all-out information war across Europe. At the heart of this is the QAnon movement. It expanded from the U.S. to Europe, the UK at rapid speed. Well, we've got Korea, Q Army Japan, Q Army Netherlands, Q Army Germany. We've got Q Army everywhere, guys. Hijacking political debates on social media as well as mass protests in the streets in recent months. Our news analysis at the Institute of Strategic Dialogue shows that European conspiracy theorists run increasingly sophisticated campaigns around critical junctions in national, regional, and global politics. They even carried out social media operations to influence voters in German state elections, including the 2018 election in Bavaria. The QAnon community, which began the online message board 4chan, strongly overlaps with the support network of far-right movements such as the EDL and Pegida. Most recently, it co-opted Yellow Vest demonstrators and boosted hardline Brexit campaigners and Tommy Robinson protests by injecting conspiratorial narratives into these movements, as its members can leverage existing networks and alter their political direction. A commonly used tactic is to combine conspiracist hashtags with those of viral campaigns and trending topics. The scale this generates is disproportional enough to distort public perception. In 2018, ISD identified close to 30 million uses of the word QAnon across Twitter, YouTube, and forums such as Reddit and 4chan. Wow, Shady. QAnon adherents organize themselves on cryptid apps such as Discord. Join us on Discord. Go to patreon.com/intheMatrixxx. $10 or more gets you into our Discord to support us. Telegram, linking American-centered conspiracy theory to local context. Emotionally manipulative and tightly organized campaigns have allowed them to gather tens of thousands of supporters across Europe. They produce videos, disinformation databases, and run trainings on meme creation and psychological warfare. QAnon has even adopted its own currency called Initiative Q. Never heard of that. Across Europe, conspiracy theorists that mix old anti-Semitic tropes with new ones that demonize migrants and Muslims have gained huge traction since the refugee crisis in 2015. Pretty interesting, Shady.
Future proofs past.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had enough, guys. We've had enough. You can either support...
They're no longer going to do it.
And you are the ones we've been waiting for. Kind of an apropos post here from Q, Shady.
5-5.
Right? And then he said ing. So there was a worth remember ing right here. He left out the ing on the move. Air. Q. So Q, thank you very much for popping into the show today. We really do appreciate you. Shady, I do want to also just make sure that are James Comey and his band of dirty cops going to apologize to General Michael Flynn and many others for what they have done to ruin his life? What about Robert Mueller and his angry Democrat cronies? Are they going to say so sorry? And what about Obama and Biden, Shady? Think we're going to hear an apology?
Apologize.
Think we're going to hear one?
I'm not sure they can apologize.
So you are the ones you've been waiting for.
That would be very bad for them.
You've been the ones you're waiting for, Shady. We are the ones I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for you.
And we've been waiting for you.
And together we will fight fight, and fight we will. That is the Matrix Groove Show. We will see you Friday at 1300 hours. Shady.
Boom.
Boom
Thank you
shakalaka.
so much, everybody.
Much, much love. PayPal, Patreon, please help support us. YouTube has demonetized us. They took the demon out of eyes. They demonetized us. We need you now more than ever. Thank you very much. If you like what we do, please support. Much, much love. See you Friday.